It's December. Y'all know what that means? It is time for me to whip out the holiday specials. Yes, it's the season. No, okay. Anyway, welcome to another installment of BrickWall Reviews, or as I'm calling it for this month, BrickWall Holidays. And this year I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, right? So in addition to doing my usual spiel of the Christmas specials that I like to talk about, that I grew up with, that I want to revisit, which I do every year. Check out the playlist from BrickWall Christmas 2021 and 2022. In addition to doing that, because I know I usually only do 4 reviews during this season, I'm going to be going all out. I got movies. I got Instagram mini reviews. I'm just going crazy this year. So much content. So make sure you guys stay tuned. And matter of fact, I did a mini review on Instagram the other day if you guys want to check that out. And there might be one coming up tonight. So make sure you guys stay tuned over there. But hey, 'tis the season. So let's have some fun. Y'all see I'm in my nice little resort today, you know, while I'm getting ready for the holiday season. But anyway, 'tis the season, man. But tonight I'm going to be talking about the newest Eddie Murphy movie on Amazon Prime called Candy Cane Lane. Before I get into it, I'll remind you guys, go ahead and hit that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Not Twitter, X. I'm sorry, it's X now. And Twitch. Twitch is where I do some of my gaming and the podcast Life Brick Wall. We will be back this week with the pod, so make sure y'all stay tuned. And and again, show some love, comment, like, all that stuff. We do these reviews live reviews. So this is live right now. I'm here in real life, live right now. But if you're watching this, it's not live, then I don't know, somewhere I was here. So anyway. So Candy Cane Lane. This film was released actually on Friday. It was released on the 1st of December. It is the Eddie Murphy Christmas movie, the highly anticipated one, honestly. We all love seeing Eddie Murphy. He's like a legendary comedian, one of the greatest of all time. And so this movie is about a man who makes a deal with a mischievous elf who casts a magic spell that brings the 12 days of Christmas to life. That is the long and short of it, honestly. This movie, like I already mentioned, in addition to Eddie Murphy, it stars Jillian Bell, Tracy Ellis Ross, Thaddeus J. Mixon, Robin Thede, Janaea Walton, Chris Redd, DC Young Fly, Nick Offerman, David Allen Greer, Danielle Pinnock, and wow, there's so many other more people in this movie. Ken Marino. I'm trying to get the one guy because he was like mad funny in this, and I can't find him. He was like super funny in this movie too. Anyway, it's got a pretty stacked cast, right? So Eddie Murphy, he plays a character, and what is his character's name? Because y'all know I'll be not knowing names for these characters. So his character's name is Chris. So Chris, he's like, I don't really know what he does for his job, but he has his loving family and everything. And the movie kind of opens up where there's like this competition that happens every Christmas season to see who has the best decorations outside of the house. So his neighbor always wins this competition because he always goes all the way in, puts a whole bunch of decorations up and labels outside and gets him the prize as well. Chris, he's more subdued. Like he carved all these wooden sculptures of like nutcrackers and Santa sleigh and reindeers and snowmen and all that stuff. Like it's pretty good, but it's not gonna win the contest is what he's afraid of, right? So it's a little bit of friendly competition, but as the movie progresses, you find out that the friendly competition actually now has $100,000 on the line. Hey, that's what the one lady was doing in the movie. She did something like that, but it has $100,000 on the line. And this comes at a very pivotal moment in Chris's life because he just got laid off from his job because his job merged with another company, all that good stuff. So He's determined to win this contest. He's determined to go all out and get this 100 grand that he so desperately wants to have so that he can stay connected to his family and just, feel like he's doing something good for once, right? Not for once, but, feel like he's on top. Yeah, so then that leads him to go into this this shop that he finds on the side of the road, and he ends up striking a deal with an elf. I'm not going to tell you exactly how, but he ends up striking a deal with an elf to get this decorative piece that very well may help him win the contest. However, what he does not know is that there's a catch. And the catch is that, if he's not able to complete certain tasks, then he may have a very life-altering event that may turn him into an ornament. So that's the long and short of it. This movie is, first of all, of course, it's funny. It does have its funny parts. It's not as funny as I would have expected it to be, but it still does. I did laugh a good bit. Like, don't get me wrong, I laughed a lot. Like, I cackled at a lot of things. So it's really, really good in that aspect. It's just I would have expected to be a little bit more, but it's also a family movie too. So it's like it's only but so far you can push it, and then comedy is not really the same. But that's a whole nother conversation. I do like the family aspect of the movies, right? So although the actors that they pick don't really seem as though they mesh well together as a family, so to speak, the dynamic that they have, I can kind of see why they picked these actors, because each actor kind of plays to what they're supposed to bring to that family, and it kind of does work on that front. This is a family that's built on love. So even when there is a conflict, like there's a conflict later on in the movie where in another movie, in a different type of movie, this conflict would have been dragged throughout the third act. And then at the end, they would have had the whole talk about, how they need to be better or how they can avoid this again. But with this movie, what I liked about it is that immediately, like as soon as they had this big blow up argument discussion, the next scene is them saying, hey, listen, okay, you guys were right. Hey, I need to change, da, 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 da. And this is what's really going on and blah, 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 blah. So it's like, it's real. I like that type of dynamic. The family, they all still love each other. They're not at each other's throats, but you do see like, each member has something else that they want to they want to strive for, that they want to reach, that they want to achieve. And they feel as though, like I said, Eddie Murphy's character is kind of he has a mindset to win. But it's not so overbearing. You can tell that he's still it's kind of complex. I'm trying to explain it without like really diving into the finer details. But like you can tell that he has that love for his family, but he's also going to push. And it's not just him, it's also the wife, played by Tracee Ellis Ross. She also kind of has that little bit of a push, but she doesn't like pick a side. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't say like, oh, you gotta listen to the kids because the kids, and she's like, oh, you gotta listen to your father because your father. She's like that middle ground that is, for me, kind of refreshing, because usually you do see the wife just picking one side, but it's just refreshing to see her kind of just be like a neutral party and saying, well, hey, they are right. Or, hey, hey, he is right. So that's refreshing. In terms of the story, so my major issue with this is that it seems like this movie kind of plays like it's the outline for a movie that, if it were given the chance to dive deeper into the characters and dive deeper into maybe some of the dynamics that are presented, and maybe even some of the story beats that we have presented in front of us, if it were given that opportunity to dive deeper into maybe do more story-based things, it would have been a better movie. It just feels like the outline to a much better film. That said, like I said, this is still enjoyable. It's still an enjoyable watch. It's not a bad movie, in my opinion, but it's and I can see it being like a, it kind of reminds me of that movie Deck the Halls with Matthew Broderick and Danny DeVito, was it? To where it's just like, but even that movie was actually kind of, I mean, I guess in concept it reminds me, but not even that. I don't know. Well, getting into some of the other stuff in the movie though, there's a very neat effect that they do with the figurines, because there's these figurines that were tricked by the elf that that gives Eddie Murphy the big gift, the big prop that he uses for his for his I'm forgetting, for the contest. Yeah, that he uses for the contest. And so what he so yeah, these people, they would turn to like little figurines, like little ornaments for Christmas, stuff like that. But I like the animation they do on them, because the way that they move, it's like stop motion, and it's like stop motion, but I know it probably definitely was not stop motion. It's really nice to look at, and I really do like how they move, and they give those characters a lot to do. Part of this is based around him having to go and collect certain items that are all related to pieces of the 12 Days of Christmas song. On the 12th day of Christmas, what you look at to me, like, it goes through like the whole list of things. I guess where my problem is with that as well, now that I think about it, is that I would have liked for it, instead of everything to kind of be jumbled in, I would have liked to have been, okay, 12th day, 11th day, 10th day, 9th day, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all that. But given that this movie takes place in about, I think, a 2 to 3 day time span, I can understand why they didn't go for that. There's a lot of different things about this movie that can maybe leave some people divisive on their opinion of it. But in that same token, there's a lot about this movie that makes it a modern holiday classic. I can see this movie, if this was released in theaters and then therefore allowing it to be able to be played on television, like FX and maybe Nickelodeon or Disney Channel or something like that, TBS or whatever. I could see this being the thing that, oh wow, hey, this Christmas movie's on TV. Hey, this is a classic. Let's watch it. This is released on Amazon Prime. I don't know if I mentioned that. This is a Prime original, produced by MGM Studios and all that good stuff. But it's streaming, so the longevity of it really counts on how many people return to it years later. Which is the downfall of streaming, in all honesty. But that's not a conversation for right now. I'm trying to think, like, what else about this movie? There's like one thing that like bothered me about this movie. Like there's a mathematical issue in this movie that I questioned my friend about this, and we could not figure it out. I'm not gonna say what it was, but I'm pretty sure it'll be evident. But when you watch this movie, you see that. Please come back here and tell me how that mathematically makes sense. Please leave in the comments below, because I'm genuinely curious. Like, I've crunched numbers and I just can't come to the conclusion that they came to. So please let me know. David Alan Grier is in this movie, as I mentioned, and I don't think this is much of a spoiler. He plays the big guy, the present giver, the gift giver. Oh, Kris Kringle. He plays Santa Claus. I'm not going to tell you how he plays him, though. That's the fun part. Let's just say this ain't your traditional Santa. And it's fun. I did enjoy his portrayal of Santa Claus. I did enjoy the role that he played in the film. Yeah, I mean, there's really not as much to say about this movie as I would have thought there would have been. It's just a movie that has a lot of potential, but then it kind of just feels like even at one point when Santa comes in, it's like, oh, wow, okay, so you're at this point already. Okay, I guess you're just going to be a finished movie. That's kind of odd. And then it just goes into a whole different climax. It's like, oh, wow, okay, so you had something else set up for that, which was nice. It kind of did save the film in that regard. DC Young Fly was pretty good in this. I know I mentioned he was in this. He was pretty good in this. I will give him his credit. He lived the dream. He got to be in the movie with Eddie Murphy. Shout out to DC Young Fly for that. Yeah, I didn't know that was Nick Offerman in this movie. And when you see it, you probably, when you hear him, you probably won't even know. I didn't know until I saw the credits. And I was like, oh shit, that is Nick Offerman. I kind of thought it was, but that was only when another part of the movie happened. Yeah, I mean, I don't really. I mean, in terms of where I lie within this movie, I mean, well, first let me tell y'all, this currently has a 45% on Rotten Tomatoes and 5.6 out of 10 on Metacritic. No, wait, that's wrong. It has a 47 out of 100 on Metacritic. IMDb has 5.7 out of 10. Listen, folks, I love Eddie Murphy. Okay, I think he's great. It's great to see him acting in movies again and everything. However, and I'm reading some of the reviews and some of the, and it is an uneven film. That's kind of, yeah, okay, yeah. So it does, okay. That's the perfect way. So this review here says, and this is coming from Richard Roper of the Chicago Sun-Times. He said, Candy Cane Lane is a stunningly uneven film that careens between cornball family drama, slapsticks comedy, and special effects laden gimmickry. That is the perfect way to put it. It does kind of like it kind of moves around in a lot of different places. And like I said before, it's like this movie is the outline for a movie that could have been stronger. Like this is like maybe like another rewrite or maybe another run in the editing room could have made this movie a bit stronger, because it does have a lot of potential to be that strong movie that it kind of presents itself as. But I don't know, it's just something, it doesn't hit as hard as I would have wanted it to be. But at the same time, like I said earlier, this movie did make me laugh out loud several times. And in all honesty, that's all I can ask for. I got exactly what I wanted. I wanted to laugh, and I got to laugh. So I can't fault that. And the jokes were pretty good. The humor was good. So, there's that. But then some of it was just a little weird. Like there's this one part where it's just one part in the movie that reminds me of the Family Guy gag with James Woods when it's like, "Ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, a piece of candy." And and that particular character is kind of inconsistent. Like 1 minute they're cartoonishly evil. Matter of fact, I'll just say the character I'm talking about right now, I will say, is the elf played by Jillian Bell. 1 minute she's cartoonishly evil, and the next minute she's nefariously she's just nefarious. She's just your, like, realistically nefarious. Yeah, I think I'm explaining that right. I know I had the exact sentence in my head before I explained that, but it goes between cartoonish and realistic, and it kind of like jumps back and forth. Especially one part in particular, it was just like, okay, you're all over the place with this performance. Like, did they tell you, oh, this is the movie? Oh, no. Now this is this kind of movie. So it's very interesting there. But in terms of my rating for this, I give this I give it 3.5 out of 5 stars. And that's an honest 3.5 out of 5 stars. That's the rating that's been on my head. I think, I enjoyed it, but like I said before, it's just, I feel like it could have been a stronger and more consistent film in tone. But I do recommend it though. I think you should check it out. If you have Amazon Prime, check it out. It's on there. Yeah, so that's all I really have to say. Candy Cane Lane, starring Eddie Murphy. Check it out, now streaming on a television near you. But that's all I have for you guys right now. Thank you all for tuning in. Remember, it is the month of December. I'm going all out. I got a whole bunch of videos and stuff planned. You might even see me back on here later on tonight. I don't know. But just make sure you keep your eyes peeled. The best way to do that is subscribe to the channel. And while you're subscribing, hit the like button down below. Check out all our previous videos from the year. You know what I'm saying? Follow us on X, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitch, and just show us some love out here, man. Just show us some love. Get in the spirit. Get in the festive spirit. That's the best gifts you can give me. But until next time, y'all be easy, stay breezy, stay holly and jolly. Until next time, peace.